What's up, everybody? Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder. As your host, today we're going to talk about the idiotic governor of Connecticut and the new highway user fee tax, whatever you want to call it, that is going to hit in January of 2023. But before we do that, two things for those considering coming to Prime. Number one, if you are coming to Prime this summer, you're going to be going through your training this summer, and you're going to be upgrading end of October, beginning of November. Million Mile Man, my good friend Willie Hall, and his brother are starting a fleet of trucks. Let me make sure I get the details for you guys. Don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. If you're thinking about going company and you don't want to be stuck in an old beater truck or a lightweight, they're going to have two brand spanking new trucks available for company drivers. And I'm not sure of the details, but I can tell you that I'm pretty certain that you're going to be compensated much better than what Prime would pay you as a company driver. Plus, you have all the Prime benefits. So if you're looking at possibly, you know, you want to be a Prime driver, but you want to drive someone's brand new truck in a fleet, and it's a good YouTuber too, it's Million Mile Man, hit them up and let them know now. Have a conversation with them, because as a company driver is not much better opportunity. You're going to have a lot of benefits that lease drivers have, but you'd have all the benefits that company drivers have. You can contact Willie's brother Jarvis. I've got the phone number here. I'll also put it down in the description below. It is 832-892-6118. 832-892-6118. That's Jarvis. They are looking for drivers who will be coming out, or even if you're already a company driver and you just want to move into a new truck and drive for Million Mile Man and his brother this fall, hit them up. You might get a little bit of a pay raise and get a brand new truck. So drop them a line. I can't think of anyone better to drive for as far as a small fleet than Million Mile Man and his brother. So hit them up. Number two, if you find any of our videos helpful and if you're planning on coming to Prime this summer, please do use our driver code, ODOMEJ. It helps us tremendously, you guys. And if you do that, let me know too. You can text me at the phone number down below this video. We try to stay in contact with all of our referrals and want to be there for you and want to kind of help you out through the process. So consider doing so. All right, now let's get into this Connecticut nonsense. And I'm going to tell you the two groups of people that I think it'll hurt the most. And it's not who Connecticut is allegedly targeting. Isn't that the way it always works? All right, we'll get into it here in just a second. All right, and we're back, and Jenna is now on site. She brought breakfast, which, by the way, dear Pittston, I love you. People eat breakfast before 8 a.m. I get that the cafe hours that are not at Springfield are a little wonky here and there, but not opening until 8 a.m. Anyway.
Well, let's do the shout out for something they did right though. Their breakfast casserole was on point.
Yeah, their breakfast casserole was definitely on point. Also, another thing. Now, this isn't such a problem in the men's restrooms, and I realize that Pennsylvania is on this, hey, let's go green kick. I get it, but having women's restrooms on a sensor is not the best idea in the world. Because Jenna, let's just say the sensor is not necessarily inside the stall.
Yeah, so I went and, sit down, go to do my thing. Two other female drivers walk out. Like 2 seconds later, it goes pitch black. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's pitch black in here. And the sensor is all the way up by the front door.
Yeah.
Like, there's no wave your arm around and
Not really
pray for light.
huge complaints, but dear Pittston,
there's other places you could save $1. Like, let's pick somewhere else to save $1.
Yeah, let's let the women see when they're using the bathroom. All right, so this Connecticut thing. So it's all over online. Transportation Nation, Freight Waves, CDL Life. Everybody's covering it. And the governor of Connecticut, which I don't know if there's ever a governor of Connecticut that I would say is really smart. There's a lot of them that are rich, but that's just that's general politics. You got a bunch of rich people running around trying to tell us what's good for us. So basically, he's pushed through and championing this highway user tax that kicks into gear in January 2023, and the bulk of it is almost solely targeted towards truck drivers. Specifically, any truck and trailer combination that weighs more than 26,000 pounds. And the way they've structured it is that it starts out at, I think, 2 cents or 2.5 cents per mile at 26,000 pounds, and then it progressively tiers based on the weight of the truck. So at 78,000 pounds, you're going to be paying 10 cents per mile in tax. That's significant. That's significant. And if you're between 78,000 pounds and 80,000 pounds, you're going to be paying 17.5 cents per mile driven in Connecticut in highway user tax. I mean, talk about just taking a whack at the freight industry that is how your state survives. Pharmaceuticals, fuel, food, all of it. Everything your state needs to survive, you're basically, taking an axe at. And the reason they're doing this, I'm going to be totally honest with you, and this is the case with every state, is because they can't responsibly run their own budget. They can't pay for their own shit. They're wasting money all over the place and saying, well, we need to do this to be able to fund things. Well, if you weren't funding all the other horse shit that you're funding, you wouldn't have to do things like this. But anyway, they already have toll roads. Aren't there toll roads in Connecticut? I think there's toll roads in Connecticut. I may be wrong on that. I think there is. Maybe there isn't. But anyway, I know there is in New York and Massachusetts when you're going through there. But anyway, so there's been some truckers associations that are saying, hey, we're going to go around the state. And the governor is just taunting them. I mean, he's just taunting them, just saying, good, that means it's serving its purpose. That means it's keeping our air clean and keeping our roads clear of all you truck drivers just clogging everything up and causing problems for all of us. It's actually too many of your cars causing the problems.
It does not have toll roads. Only state on the East Coast that doesn't.
Okay, so Connecticut doesn't have toll roads. But of course they couldn't put toll roads in there because that would just piss everybody who lives there off. They just want to punish everyone who's serving everyone who lives there. But anyway, so he's just taunting all these truck drivers. But here's the thing. So he's acting like, and he says that these mega carriers, and he mentions UPS specifically. He says all these mega carriers, they're making record money and they can afford to do this. Here's some more idiocy of this. The mega carriers aren't going to pay this fee, and I'll tell you why. The mega carriers have enough weight to push to increase rates. UPS is they're just going to increase their shipping rates. Like, UPS doesn't give a shit. Yeah, it's not going to hurt. UPS is not going to be like, oh yeah, we'll just take the loss. No big deal. We'll just make less this year. Horse shit. They're going to raise the rates. Prime is going to negotiate to make sure that that's baked into the rate. All the other mega carriers that have, enough truckload carrier weight are going to increase rates if they have to go through Connecticut. They're not going to. mega carrier is going to pay. Who's going to pay? The small fleets, independent owner operators, because they don't have the negotiating weight to go, you know, push for higher rates to make sure that this is covered. So you're basically hurting small business. You're not hurting the very entities that this allegedly targets. You're hurting small carriers and owner operators.
And like the small businesses that are going to take that hit.
Hold on. So that's the first part, because I said at the beginning of this video, it's two groups that this hits, and it's not the group that Connecticut allegedly is targeting. So they're allegedly targeting all the megas. The megas aren't going to pay it. They're going to pass it on. So the first group is small fleets and independent owner operators. The second group is the people in Connecticut. As Jenna just said, what happens when UPS and all the mega carriers raise their rates for food, especially things like meat? You want steak in Connecticut? That's going to be a heavy truck. So if that truck weighs 79,000 pounds and it's paying 17.5 cents per mile to bring you that steak, guess what's going to happen to your steak?
You're not going to be able to afford it.
It's going to be more expensive. Everything on your shelves are going to be more expensive. Everything's going to go up. That is going to be passed on to the people of Connecticut. So Connecticut, you don't want toll roads and you just want to make truckers pay for it. You're all going to pay for it anyway. And the only group that's not going to pay for it is the very group you're tax targeted. Oh man, government.
Well, it just makes me sad for like the people who have like, I'm saying like the people who have like small business, like a small factory that sends, you know, like a truckload every month of some sort of product that's going to like an Amazon warehouse somewhere. Those people are really going to get hurt, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
those small mom and pop businesses that somehow survived COVID and all the shutdowns and all the bullshit. Those people, like, do they really deserve more setbacks?
Yeah, those small loads and small businesses. I mean, if you've got a load that you can send up to Massachusetts or something for, you know, $250, $300, well, now it's going to cost you potentially $500. It's just, you know, it's going to happen. There's no stopping it. And I think it's silly to go out there and pound your fist at some of these associations and say, we're going around Connecticut. Horseshit. You're not going around Connecticut. That doesn't make any financial sense. It is like you would have, the route to get around Connecticut is like if you're going from Kentucky to Boston, I mean, I guess you could. It's just going to, like, the cost would end up being the same. And you're just going to drive more miles.
And you know what, though? More power to you if you're principled enough that you will spend the same amount of money and do some extra miles to go around. I understand that because I'm one of those people that.
Well, we're certainly principled too, but we're not going to take the loss. The loss for us would be time, and that would be, you know, that would be the loss for us. But again, we drive for a mega carrier. We're probably not going to feel this the way some of the rest of you are. Or a lot of you are, and it's just, you know, it's just, when I see governments do this, and then people in their states championing it, and everyone's completely oblivious to the fact that it hurts the people it's supposed to help, and it doesn't punish the people that punish is not the right word, but it doesn't tax the very people that it's targeting.
What is the saying? The scariest words known to man are, I'm from the government.
I'm here to help you. Yeah. Man, that guy's jacked up too. How is it that so many of you guys jackknife your trucks to the point that you're breaking your fairings or fins or whatever that, wings, especially on a driver's side? We see a lot of them on a driver's side. When you're making a left turn, like to do a U-turn inside of a shipper, you can see it it's right there, right outside your window. How is it so many of you are breaking these things off? I don't get it. Anyway, so yeah, that's my thoughts on the Connecticut thing. Can it be stopped? No, can't be stopped. It's gonna happen. And it just is what it is, and it's unfortunate and it's stupid. But it is what it is. So those are my thoughts on
But
that.
don't worry, the money's going to a good place. Some other horseshit cause you don't care about.
Yeah.
So don't worry, rest easy knowing your money's
I'm
going
sure that money will be very well spent and put to good use, 100% of it.
on some cause you don't care about.
A year or two later, they'll have to find someone else to tax because they won't have enough money. It's the way it always works. All right, guys, be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. We'll talk to you soon.